Hello again, everyone. Last week I recorded part one of my Cashtab wallet tutorial, and I showed you guys some of the basic features of the Cashtab web wallet, which is the official wallet of the eCash ecosystem. I went over a few things like backing up your seed phrase, some basic sends and receives, as well as how to use it in combination with the new Pay Button plugin, which you can try for yourself on my blog, proofofwriting.com. So this week I thought I'd go over a few more features, focusing mainly on the Agora DEX, which is basically a token exchange that's built directly within Cashtab itself. Before we do that, however, I did want to go over a couple of things I forgot to go over in part one. So that's why I have my wallet set up on my desktop this way. You notice that I have two wallets set up side by side. And because I had to shrink the windows, this is kind of what the user interface would look like on a mobile device. You can see if I drag this over, it looks a bit different on a desktop where the menu shows up on the left. And we'll get into that in a minute. So for now, here, let me shrink this again. So over here on the right, I have a new address. I copied the address. I'm gonna paste it over here. I'm gonna send 1,000 XEC just as a test. And actually, I'm gonna attach a message. Yeah, I don't think last time I showed you guys the message feature. So you can include a message on any transaction. It's using the op return field. And basically what you're doing is attaching a piece of data to the transaction. So imagine you have a business and you do a sale and you wanna remember, what this particular transaction was for. Maybe you're paying rent. So let's say I put in March rent. And then when I hit send, you're gonna see just how fast Cashtab really is. So yeah, literally like, a tenth of a second, and now you'll see over here. You received the 1,000. There's a message that says March rent, and you'll see the same thing on this side, the same message. So I'm gonna go ahead and send that right back, just so I don't lose any coins. So paste that address, send max, and you can see I'm sending back 996 XCC. So there's about 4 XCC, which is going to be the transaction fee. At current prices, the transaction fees are literally like 1/100th of a penny. So you could send 100 transactions, standard transactions, and you'll pay about a penny in total fees. So let me send that back. Oh, and there's one other thing about sends that I also forgot to show last time. So here you can send multiple. Right now I'm just sending to one address, but you could actually send a bunch, send XCC to a bunch of addresses, and I'm gonna do that right now. So over here I have a wallet already kind of populated. I'm gonna copy all these addresses over, and this is yesterday I tweeted from my proof of writing Twitter handle, and I said anyone who follows me and replies with an eCash address will get 1,000 XCC. So over here you can see I've got 27,000 XCC here, and you know what? I'm gonna expand this so that we don't need this other window anymore. So 27 people participated and followed the directions. So you know what? I'll attach a message. I'll say this is a thank you for following PAL. So I'm gonna go ahead and send that, and all these addresses are basically gonna receive 1,000 XCC in one single transaction. So there we go, 27,000 XCC sent, and you're gonna see that over here. Now let's move on to the real star of this video, which is the Agora DEX built right into Cashtab. Imagine if Uniswap was built right into MetaMask and you never had to leave your wallet to buy and sell tokens. That's pretty much what Agora protocol is for Cashtab. So I've clicked into Agora. There are 3 tokens listed. There's actually quite a lot more. If you scroll down, you'll see a button that says load all offers. If I click that, it would probably take several minutes for all the offers to load. There are, I think, hundreds, maybe even thousands of token listings. People have minted all kinds of tokens, so that you're not sitting there waiting for all the tokens to load. The Cashtab team has decided to whitelist the tokens that have an actual use case today. So those are Staked XCC, Star Crystal, and Firma. And you can actually click into any one of these and you'll see a screen that has your token balance. So I have 8,863 Star Crystals. It'll tell you the type of token it is. This one's SLP. There's also something called ALP tokens. This is the token ID, which I'll kind of get back to later. How many decimals? This one has 0 decimals. There's a URL, the created by date, the genesis quantity, and the total supply. The reason these are different is you can actually mint tokens and hang on to the minting baton, so you can continuously mint more tokens until you burn the minting baton. So once you do that, then the supply is going to be fixed from that point forward. And then below that, you'll see all the offers. So it starts, the cheapest offer now is 350 XEC for 1 star crystal. And it looks like 3 star crystals may be the minimum amount you can buy, all the way up to 6,200. I can also sell my star crystals, but I'll get into that when I go over an actual transaction. So let's go back. Now, before I do an actual transaction, I thought I'd briefly go over each of these. Firma is a brand new stable coin that launched on XCC. So firma.cash is the URL. And what makes this stablecoin special is that you can actually earn yield. The current APY is 11%. And if you have any questions, there's a bunch of there's like a frequently asked questions section down here, so you can learn more about it. Maybe I'll do a separate video on Firma in the future. What's cool about this is that because the transaction fees on eCash are so low, with Firma, even if you only hold a very small amount of Firma, you can earn a daily staking yield. Every day at the same time, you'll get your share of the staking yield that day. Star Crystal is the token for Agora.cash, which is another eCash token exchange, but this one is not in Cashtab itself. So if you go to Agora.cash, you'll see a kind of a token market. So in order to get listed on Agora.cash, you gotta pay Star Crystal. So PAL, you'll see this is my token, which I'll talk about in a minute. And I had to pay 5,000 Star Crystals in order to get listed here. And you can see the volume, the price. And then if you click into one of these, like here, you can see a chart of the price over time, the token ID, a link to the website, along with a little bit more information. There's also an order book. Currently, you can only put in sell orders, but they are working on automating, buy orders. I've actually tested it, and it looks pretty cool. The last one is Staked XCC. This one is, how do I explain this? It's a, here, let's go to the website. So XCCX is basically a service provided by someone in the eCash community who runs their own node. And here, we'll go to this. So Coin.dance is a long time Bitcoin website. They have sections for each of the major Bitcoin forks, but we're particularly interested in eCash. So if you go to ecash.coin.dance/avalanche, you'll see exactly how much eCash is currently staked, almost 260 billion, how many peers and nodes there are. And based on that, there is a current APY of 6.3%. And the person that runs the XCCX service, they are running a node. It's actually this one right here with the little champagne bottle. So they have about 18.7 billion XCC staked, and you can see, every time a new block is found, you can see which peer won that particular block. And the current block reward for eCash is 3.125 million XCC. Just like Bitcoin is 3.125 BTC, it's 3.125 BCH. So all the Bitcoin forks are following the same emission schedule. And here, so this one is the proof ID is 13A717. So let's see. Here you can see 39 minutes ago that node won this block and received 312,000 XCC. The reason it's this amount is because currently the 10% of the block rewards goes to staking nodes. It's 10% staking nodes, 32% to pay for development, and the remaining 58% goes to miners. So every time the node wins a block, at the end of 24 hours, they're gonna take all of the rewards they won and distribute it to um, XECX holders minus a 10% fee. So that's why this APY is 5.7% versus 6.33%. They're taking a 10% service fee and then distributing the rest to everyone else. And you can see here, since the service started, they've paid over 400 million XEC. So if we go back to Cashtab, we'll go to staked XCCX, and you can see here the listings. It's supposed to be one XCC for one XCCX. So this little blue icon, the hammer icon, that tells you that these listings are from the minting address. So the wallet that minted the XCCX, these listings all belong to that address. So here I have 29,000 XCC left in my wallet, so I'll go ahead and buy 20,000 XCCX. So it has a confirmation screen. The actual quantity is gonna be slightly different. I don't know if it's related to the transaction fees or something else, but it's immaterial. So I click OK, and then right away you see the balance of my XCC went up by 20,000. And what happens is every day. Here, let's go back up here. So there's I spent 19.76K XCCX and bought, or 19.67K, sorry, and I bought 19.67K XCCX. And what happens is every day at, what time is it? At 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, if you hold XCCX, you are going to receive XCC. So here. So this is earlier today at 4 p.m. I got 30 XCC, which is my share of the APY. So it's if I hold on to my XCCX for the entire year, and assuming the APY doesn't change, the APY will change based on how many people are staking XCC. It should work out to me getting about 5.7% of my XCC. And the other really cool thing about this is that normally if you run your own node, for your UTXOs, the 100 million XCC minimum, you would have to wait 2 weeks for those UTXOs to mature. But with XCCX, you can, as soon as you receive your XCC, you could go ahead and convert that into XCCX and participate in staking rewards immediately. The other really cool thing about Agora and XCCX is that anytime you want to sell your XCCX back to XCC, let's say you need money, so you want to cash out your XCC for stable coins or some other cryptocurrency, you can go to the XCCX page and then redeem your staked XCCX for 1 to 1, which is the price that you bought it for. So here I'm gonna go in here. So let's say I want to sell 10,000. Actually, here let me do that. 10,000 XCCX. Yeah, I think sometimes there's a little bug there with this, but I want to sell 10,000, so I'm gonna click redeem. You're gonna get a confirmation screen. I'm offering 10,000. The minimum is 10,000. Actual price is 1 XCC. I click OK. And then you can see I listed, it's been listed. And then right away, I got 10,000 XCCX or 10,000 XCC. So let's do that again. So right now you see my balance is 209,000 XCCX and I have 19,000 XCC. This time I'll do 100,000. So you get the same confirmation screen. I'm going to click OK. You see the message for the listing, and then within a few seconds, there's like a WebSocket that's constantly listening for listings, and as soon as it sees the listing, it automatically makes the trade. So now I have only 109,000 XCCX and 119,000 XCC. One thing I wanna note here is that when you're converting your XCCX back to XCC, normally it's instantaneous within a few seconds. But there is an exception. If you're trying to sell back a significant amount, let's say it's hundreds of millions of XCCX for XCC, it's possible that you might have to wait a little bit because the wallet that the is automated here doesn't have enough XCC at that time. But usually you'll be able to get your coins in less than 24 hours, and that's only the case if you're going to be trading for a lot of XCC. So that's basically Agora in a nutshell. Hopefully, I explained it enough that you can play around with it yourself. To me, I think this is an amazing use case. It means that anyone can easily create a token and raise capital in the eCash ecosystem. We've all heard of microtransactions, but I think this means we can even have micro businesses. Anyone can gain credibility within the community and decide to mint a token. And actually, yeah, so you can do that right here in the tokens tab. Here you can enter a name, ticker, how many decimal places, the total supply, and a URL. And then you can upload an image and then create a token, and it'll cost you literally like 5 XCC to do so. So between Agora and the Pay Button WordPress plugin that lets you earn XCC for your digital content, I believe this empowers anyone to become their own entrepreneur, which is really cool. All you need to do is mint a token, list it on Cashtab, and then share a link to that token page on Agora so anyone who might be interested can go directly to your page. So actually that's one last thing I wanted to go over. So right now on Agora, you only see these 3 tokens. And if you don't want to have to wait for all these offers to load, what you can do is if you know the token ID, you can go to cashtab.com/pound/token slash the token ID. So I just pasted one for my token, POW, proofofwriting.com token, and it'll take you directly to that page so you can see all the listings. Um, these are the listings I made from the minting address, which was 4 years ago. I There's a blog post about it if you want to learn more, but basically I've given away about 40% of the supply. I had minted here. Let's see if we can go up. Yeah, so 1 million PAL tokens back in 2021. There's only 982,000 left at this point because people inadvertently burned some of them, or maybe they burned it on purpose. But so now, after giving away about 40%, 20% I gave away to people on X just for just as a way to say thank you for following me. And then the other 20% I gave to people who've helped me with my blog over the years. So Alita Yen and eCash Informer, they both contributed by doing some technical work to help my blog. So as a way to say thank you, I gave them PAL tokens. Of course, at the time there was no value to the PAL tokens; they were just tokens of appreciation for me. But that left me with about 60% of the supply. And then recently, I listed 50,000 of them to try to raise money, 50,000 at 1,000 XEC for each token, hoping to raise 50 million XEC. And with that XEC, I wanted to give it away and do various contests to attract more people to my blog. The goal is to get more people willing to pay to read my content, to access my content. And if I can get enough people doing that, then I could hopefully make money through selling articles, but also maybe even advertising. It's still there's very few people that read my blog today, but the goal is to see what I can do. So instead of just having to spend my own money to promote my site, I wanted to attract people who are willing to give me a little money in exchange for basically a share of my blog. And of the 50,000, I've sold about 39,000. So thank you, thank you to everyone who's bought some of my PAL tokens for 1,000 XCC each. You can see here there's 11,286 left from the original 50,000. So that's about 11 million XCC more to go. In total, I wanted to raise about $1,000 that I can use to do these contests and things. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the reply to this video with this landing page. So if you're interested, you can go here, and even one PAL token. I love seeing transactions for 1, 10, 100 PAL tokens. It's all of it is appreciated. So thank you, everyone. And you know what I'm gonna do is, so let's do this. I'm gonna send an airdrop right now. So I'm gonna copy the token ID, and this is a really cool feature as well. So I'll enter the token ID. I think there are, I don't know, 700 PAL token holders or something, but let's do an airdrop. I have 100,000 XEC available. So, and you can do the airdrops pro rata. So that means people that hold more of the token get more of the airdrop. But for this, I'm just gonna do the same for everyone, just so everyone gets a little. Even if you have one PAL, you're gonna get something. You know, the Cashtab developers put the sickle, the hammer and sickle, because yes, this is kind of like communism where everyone gets the same amount. So you click calculate airdrop, and you can see here. So everyone, and actually I'm gonna do this. Ignore the minter address because I don't need anything. You can also do ignore custom addresses, minimum e-token holder balances, but so yeah, it's still 149 because taking out one address isn't going to make much of a difference. I can copy to send screen. So everyone's going to get 149. Here you go. I'll add a little Cashtab message. Thank you to all PAL holders. And then I'm going to click send, and if you hold PAL, you're going to see 149 XEC come in, and now you'll know why. So there you go. And I should see that here. Hold on. So yeah, that's the. Oh, I had a. Oh wow, that and 665 others. So I guess there were exactly 666 addresses. That's not a good omen. I promise I did not plan that. But that's pretty much it. Let's see, was there anything else? So keep in mind that Agora is still very new. There's still some limitations like you can't create buy orders on Cashtab, but there are some smart people already working on solving that. And in the future, I think Agora could become like this full-fledged decentralized exchange built on top of the eCash ecosystem. And perhaps the best part of all is that because the transaction fees on eCash are so low, literally a hundredth of a penny, you don't have to worry about losing, a bunch of money while experimenting or learning how to use Agora. You can load your wallet with as little as, I don't know, like 25 cents of XCC, and you'll have more than enough to play with. So, hope you found this useful. I plan to do more of these in the future. Please like and follow, and go buy some PAL tokens to encourage me to keep going. Thanks, and see you soon.